I want to go to Eric Holder. Now, ask yourself this question. With everything that's going on, Zimmerman was arrested yesterday, charged with second-degree murder. You've got Al Sharpton. You've got the Black Panthers, everything that's going on. And you haven't really heard from Eric Holder on this. And everybody's been wondering, where is Eric Holder? Where is all this? May I ask you a question? If Eric Holder were at a fundraiser for Al Sharpton yesterday, wouldn't that be news?
Yeah.
Okay. If the Attorney General would have been at a fundraiser for Mercury One during a huge crisis, and he was at a fundraiser praising me, do you think that would have been news?
Oh, yeah.
Huge.
Huge news.
Huge. So here is the head of the DOJ at a fundraiser for Al Sharpton, who is not only an activist on the streets in Florida saying we're going to ratchet things up, but he's also an MSNBC anchor.
Mm-hmm.
And listen to this. Here's the audio of Eric Holder yesterday praising Al Sharpton. But before I play it, I want you to know this is horrible, horrible audio. It's the only audio we can find on it today.
It starts really distorted, and then they fix it for a second, and then it gets distorted again.
And I personally wonder what exactly happened. How is it that you can have the head of the DOJ at this time praising Al Sharpton on the day that Zimmerman is arrested, and this is the best audio you can find on it? Listen.
Thank you very much, Reverend Al. I appreciate your kind words, and I'm especially grateful for your prayers and for your partnership, your friendship, and also for your tireless efforts to speak out for the voiceless, to stand up for the powerless, and to shine a light on the problems we must solve and the promises that we must fill. It's a privilege to join with you, Reverend Richardson, and with Executive Director Mallory, and so
unbelievable.
You're welcome, Mr. Holder. Thank you.
Maybe that's just how he sounds in real life.
It's incredible.
I'm not sure.
It's incredible.
He does stand up for the voiceless, like Tawana Brawley, who had no one to air the voice of her fake rape accusation.
The Duke lacrosse team. Think of this: Tawana Brawley and the Duke lacrosse team. Whether he's right on
Zimmerman, we don't know.
Zimmerman, we have no idea.
He may be totally right on this, but again, he stood up there in front of the press conference yesterday and was saying, like, thank God there were people here early on this case and everyone wasn't delaying. What, delaying for the results of the investigation?
Where are you, Reverend Al Sharpton, where are you on what's happening in Phoenix, Arizona?
Yeah.
The same thing in reverse. The same thing in reverse.
The exact same scenario.
Here it is.
It's amazing. Listen to this report from a local Phoenix station.
Local, because
the only
national
one we can
won't
find.
do it.
Family members believe the shooter should be behind bars, but he is claiming self-defense. Phoenix police continue to investigate. The big question for them, did this guy's use of force equal the threat?
By the way, the victim is Hispanic.
He needs to be behind bars.
Oh, I got more.
I'll never see my brother again.
Her brother, Daniel Atkins, shot to death at this Taco Bell near 51st Avenue and Baseline. Atkins walking his yellow lab named Lady towards Taco Bell when police say he got into an argument with a man pulling out of the drive-thru. Atkins' family believes the 22-year-old driver, a black man, almost ran Atkins over. That driver says Atkins got angry and threatened him with a bat or a pipe.
If he felt that my brother was threatening him, he could have easily just rolled up the window, call the cops.
Instead, the driver shot and killed Atkins, but police didn't find a pipe or any other objects on him except for Lady's leash. Police say an independent witness saw.
So the witness said that they saw the Hispanic kid raise a fist and possibly strike the window of the car, the driver's side window, a couple of times.
Yeah, what they said was he swung toward the window.
Yeah,
Didn't even say he hit
the cop later said he may have made contact with the window. But let me ask you something. You're in a car and somebody is swinging their fist at your passenger. They're not blocking your way out. They're swinging their fist at the passenger window.
I'm driving off.
You drive off. You don't pull your gun out and shoot them through the window. You don't do that. Okay. Here's what's really fascinating about this. No one finds any interest in this story. It is the Zimmerman story. No one finds any interest. Zimmerman in reverse. Except there's this. Zimmerman, of course, had all the sympathy because he was just a kid. He was 8 years old. Not Zimmerman, but Trayvon. He was 8 years old. Well, maybe not 8. Maybe he was 9, 12. How old was he?
17.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But he had sympathy because he was a young kid.
And you notice, at the beginning, all they showed of him were pictures of him at 12 years old.
Yes.
Now you're starting to see on Fox and some other places the actual pictures of him as he was right before the killing.
Okay.
And that was just a clear ploy to gain more sympathy for him.
So he was a sympathetic figure. Now, he may have been gunned down the streets innocently, and
Might have.
no one deserves that, and Zimmerman deserves justice if that's what happened. However, let's just look at the sympathy thing. Because you could say, well, no, this is just such a great story because it was a young kid gunned down the streets. Well, no, you had to fudge that. But who is this guy? 22-year-old guy. Who is this guy? You ready? Mentally disabled. Had the mental capacity of a 12-year-old.
Oh, wow.
So somebody tries to hit him. You don't know what this 12-year-old mind was thinking and might have just been like, ah! So he guns down a guy who has the mental capacity of a 12-year-old, and this is not an important story. Why? It's got a gun. It's got race.
Mm-hmm.
It has a questionable shooting.
It has injustice because the guy hasn't been brought to justice. What is the problem here? And that's all Al Sharpton said he was interested in. He just loves justice. And so what is this going to be his next stop then? Phoenix, Arizona? I wonder.
What's up with this one?
That's amazing, though. I mean, when you think about it, with the relation of Holder praising this guy who's advocating for Zimmerman to get justice, and it's very clear about what he means about that. And you have a tie that's that close. He's appearing at a charity event on the day where the verdict is going down. This is not just some guy in the administration. This is Eric Holder.
This is the chief law enforcement officer.
It's unbelievable.
This is the guy who's saying, hey, thank you for that. Excuse me? Have you already tried and convicted? The last person that should be standing with Al Sharpton is Eric Holder.
Yeah.
The air of neutrality, gone.
And think about the way the media sees these things. Here is...
the media didn't see this one.
Right.
The media didn't show this one.
Exactly. Holder meets with Al Sharpton for a charity, and we saw this last time when we did Restoring Honor. Arnie Duncan, wasn't it? The guy from the administration, the education guy, was marching with Al Sharpton in his opposition event against Restoring Honor, our event in Washington, D.C. I mean,
that was orchestrated. Yeah. That was helped and orchestrated by the White House.
Right. So what's going to happen now? I mean, with Restoring Love coming up in July, what's going to happen with that?